dicks! Yeah! Suck our dicks!
It just doesn't matter! It just doesn't matter!
Suck our dicks!
I tell you, it just doesn't matter! It just doesn't matter!
Ladies and gentlemen, if I may have your attention, the captain of the Titanic. Check 1, 2. Howdy, ladies and gentlemen. As we speed across the Atlantic on our maiden voyage, I'd just like to remind you that this ship is the biggest, fastest ship in the world. And most important of all, it's unsinkable. You may have heard the rumors about a memo that said icebergs are determined to strike the Titanic, but those are just rumors from people who hate the Titanic. I can assure you, 100%.
On the pond! Iceberg! Iceberg!
7 minutes later.
Check 1, 2. Sorry about the delay. I was finishing up a children's book. It was a tough read, man, but I got through it. Now, there's been some talk from liberal passengers who hate the Titanic that we've been struck by an iceberg and we're sinking. Nothing could be further from the truth, and we will stay the course. I'd like to take a second to address the evildoers who claim we've been damaged by icebergs. I mean, I'm not a scientist, but I believe an iceberg is made of H2O. And correct me if I'm wrong, but H2O is water, and water cannot sink a ship, especially not the Titanic. So everyone just relax and feel free to roam the ship. Freedom. Freedom. I'd like to respond to the Titanic haters who say the ship is sinking. I'd like to point out the band is still playing. I mean, if the Titanic were sinking, the band would obviously stop playing, right? I mean, I know there's some people who say the band might keep playing to help keep people calm, but let's not get into crazy hypothetical scenarios. Stay the course. I'd like to take this opportunity to say, mission accomplished. It has come to my attention that 99% of the passengers do not approve of the way I'm handling the Titanic. And while I don't run this ship according to what the majority of rational people think, I have come up with a new plan. What we need are more passengers to stabilize the ship. So I'm having 2,000 additional passengers airlifted in by floating dirigible. It's a bold new plan. If you admit the Titanic is sinking, the icebergs have won. The Titanic haters are saying, what's your exit strategy? Well, I have an exit strategy. It's my own personal lifeboat. For me, First Mate Rumsfeld, and Ensign Cheney. But for everybody else, don't think of it as a massive failure. I've given you a great gift. I've liberated you from the ship, and now you have the freedom to swim in the frigid waters. Some people might say the icebergs have won, but I say we're crashing into icebergs over here, so we don't have to crash into icebergs at home. They're not buying it. For the last phase of Operation Giant Fuck-Up, I'd like to turn it over to a new captain, Democratic Captain Ted Kennedy. What's your strategy?
Strategy? What do you mean strategy? The ship is sinking. Abandoned ship. Abandoned ship.
Yeah, I knew it. Cut and runner. Cut and runner.
Hey, it's Manson from the Bubba the Love Sponge Show, encouraging all our listeners to vote in today's presidential election. Because voting for a candidate who's not going to do a goddamn thing he promised is not only a time-honored American tradition, it's your fundamental right. Maybe you'll vote for Barack Obama. And good for you. President Obama has done an excellent job of screwing the middle class. And not only did he not prosecute anyone on Wall Street for the crimes that almost destroyed our economy, he's also giving them hundreds of billions of dollars at 0% interest. And to top it all off, he's kept our troops in a hopeless war that he promised he'd get us out of. Why, if I didn't know any better, I'd think Barack Obama was a rich white Republican. But if you still want to vote for Obama, I understand. He needs another 4 years so he can surpass George W. Bush as the worst president in American history. But maybe you don't want to vote for Barack Obama. Then please vote for Mitt Romney. Mitt Romney offers hope for a better America, and he's going to change things, like tax rates and Obamacare. Yes, Mitt Romney offers hope and change. Hope and change. It sounds so familiar. Oh well, Mitt Romney deserves a chance to bring his fresh new lies to America. Yes, Mitt Romney's story is truly inspiring. Despite having $250 million, he's had to endure decades of persecution and hardship at the hands of his own party because they perceive him to be a snooty, flip-flopping douchebag. But against all odds, Mitt has succeeded, and now he has a chance to fulfill his dream of becoming the most powerful douchebag in the world. So if you vote for Mitt Romney, I understand. He's a good Christian man with $250 million. Maybe Mitt Romney should ask himself, what would Jesus do? But then he'd realize Jesus would give up all that money and go to work helping the needy in some shithole like Bangladesh. And that's not going to happen. So let's just keep religion out of it. And go ahead and vote for Mitt Romney. He's got fresh new lies and a fresh new crop of corporate cronies who need paid back with your money. Mitt Romney deserves his chance to be the next worst president in American history. So please vote, America. Because hundreds of thousands of great Americans have fought and died for your right. Your right to vote for a president who's going to totally fuck you. In the ass. With no lube. Well, I certainly hope there's a small percentage of you out there who get it and agree with me. And for the rest of you, well, I guess I should apologize for being so very condescending. But I can't. Because that's how you have to talk to stupid people. Manson out!
Lingerer, man.
Yeah, totally.
Linger.
Hardcore.
Fuck.
Oh, man. Oh, no.
Smoking on the herb all day long. Take a sit down right here and take a toke from a bong. Smoking all day, I do get tired, but that don't stop me from getting higher. Smoking with me is always fun. Start the four-wheeler when the blunt is done. But you know me, I'll probably crash. We can maybe ride tomorrow when I fix it half-ass. Puff, puff, puffing on the jiffy pop. Puff, puff, puffing on the jiffy pop, yeah. Yeah, you know me, always puffing on that jiffy pop. Do it every day, and you know I'm never gonna stop. Even in the salt shed, can't catch me. Found 2 microwaves, but I brought 3. You know I love smoking on a jiffy pop, yeah. You know I love smoking on a jiffy pop, yeah. Got a new show, the name is Outlandish. Only drink Coronas, but we don't speak Spanish. Just got a Jeep, we got it for the cheap. Was a good deal, till it overheat. Now Outlandish, walking on their feet. Fuck it, light that blunt up, and let's go get something to eat. Some Outlandish. Y'all already know we puffing on that jiffy pop. just bought a $300 Jeep. You know, we fucking stoned and shit. Funny part is, everybody told us not to do it. Don't buy that Jeep. Don't buy that Jeep. We bought it. You know, puff, puffing on the jiffy pop. Yeah. Puff, puffing on the jiffy pop. Yeah. rise and shine. You awake? Rise and shine. I believe the people are waking up from sleeping long enough from the spell we are under. I woke up to the morning thunder, finally awake from our slumber. To the spell we are under, I woke up to the morning thunder. I woke up to the morning thunder. I pulled these shades up off my eyes, and find out what they've been selling us is not as they advertise. If like me you feel like we've been dreaming most our lives, it's time to rise and shine. It's time to rise and shine. I seen the lightning strike, and I heard the thunder in the hills.
Good morning and welcome to I'm Right, You're Wrong. Let's start it off a little mellow. Start off a little mellow today with some SoFlo. Before I start yelling, calling people names. Not you guys. Obviously you guys get it. This is to all those other assholes. I don't think there's really that many of them. I think it's all government bots. I don't know anybody who believes anything I see on the mainstream news. Maybe I hang in weird circles. What's up, Jim? I mean, I go to the barbershop. I'm not saying nothing, and they're all talking about 2,000 mules. I didn't even, I jumped in later, but I didn't bring any of that stuff up. They're talking about, the laptop and 2,000 mules. We're not out here in the sticks. We're not out here in BFE. We're not a bunch of MAGA yahoos. Fucking Wesley Chapel, Florida, the biggest growing area probably in the world. Nothing but $500,000 houses for some reason. It used to be a quaint little town. Now it's McMansions for days. And they're all talking about 2,000 mules and the laptop. And they all come from somewhere else. They all come from California and New York. So it's all fake. The narrative that half the country believes this bullshit is it's a complete lie. I said I was going to start off soft. Jim F 1979. Good morning, Michigan Michael. 500 bits out of the box. Thank you, Michigan Michael. Snookman, Crystal Gale in the house. Sean Raz, Johnny Stinkfinger, Johnny Loco, the Vampire Jeremy, Johnny Stinkfinger subscribed for 32 months. That's deep. I gotta get a bad edit. Call the PD. Call the PD immediately. Fucking McCulligan, Kevin JK, NHRA 1967. He just subscribed for 25 months. That's deep. Appreciate it. Volatile Real Estate in the house. Brando Brooks just subscribed for 15 months. Thank you, Brando Brooks. FTE Joe. MJet Ohio Girl, good morning. Big fucking kahuna. Ink Spike. AJ the Lingerer. Timble TJ in the house. Timble TJ in the house. Gom 69. Good morning. Oh, time for I'm Right, You're Wrong. Gotta do a big fucking disclaimer. What the hell was up with that? Gotta do a huge disclaimer. Oh, you gonna give me that bullshit? I don't play that. Here we go. Show hadn't started yet, so don't worry about it. Pulling Ned. Show hadn't started yet, don't worry about it. It's pre-show. It's pre-show, bitches. Golm 69 just gifted 5 tier 1 subs, bringing him to a total of 117. Thank you very much, Golm 79. Golm 79. 69. What are you, Golm 79? 117 subs. It's I'm right, you're wrong. Here comes a big disclaimer. The big disclaimer. I'm not talking to any of the wonderful, lovely people in my Twitch audience. I'm not talking to any of them. This is a message out there to all the people who believe politicians. This is a message to all people stupid enough to believe one word that has ever come out of a politician's mouth. Kevin JK, 1,000 bits. FTE Joe, 500 bits. So I'm not talking to anybody in the chat. I'm not talking to anybody out there. I'm talking to all the fucking morons that populate this country and rove around like it's the fucking dawn of the dead. Partisan zombies drooling out talking points. You could hit them in the head with a 2x4. They wouldn't change their mind. That's who I'm talking about. Oh, these fucking cunts. It's gonna be some strong language today. If you're offended by strong language, you might wanna tune out. Gonna be a lot of fucking strong language. I used to be able to talk a lot more civilly. I used to be able to have a lot more intelligent discourse, but now my intelligent discourse is laced with the most profane language you can think of because they drive you crazy. The way they fuck up the world when it's so easy to have a decent world, but no, man, they gotta fuck it up and fuck you really bad. So it kind of makes you want to start calling people motherfuckers and cocksuckers and cunts. So if you're offended by that kind of language, you might want to tune out. I think I have the #1 stream in America where I tell people to tune the fuck out. I'm pretty sure I fucking do. If you don't like it, don't fucking listen. You don't like it, we really probably don't like you. You don't like cluster F, net in your head, all that nonsense, everything we do, I'm right, you're wrong. If we met you, yeah, we probably would not like. Can we get away from this fucking douche? Can we just fucking douche talking our fucking ear off with saying fucking nothing? Does he listen to Cluster? Fucking no. Fucking about 18 miles over his fucking head. Yeah, so if you're stupid, you might not want to listen to our stream. It's not a good thing to say in America. It's not a pathway to success, is it? If you're stupid, don't listen to our stream. Don't need that nonsense. Probably it's not the best way to drive subscriptions. But if you want to subscribe, you can do it for free through your Amazon Prime. Amazon Prime can get you Twitch subscribed for free. And we get the money, motherfucker. Nothing like a little medicinal and Amstel Light at 8:09 in the morning, getting ready to call people motherfuckers. It's still a great country. USA. Fucking, I think if you're planning, you can almost afford that vacation. You can almost afford something, or you think you can't take some time off. You know what I do? I'd take some time off right now. I'd go on a weeks-long vacation. I'd fucking put it on the card and enjoy this great country while you've got every single freedom you still have. That's what I do right now. I may do that next week. Take a week off and savor the freedom of this incredible country that a bunch of cocksuckers are ruining, if they haven't ruined it already. And it's now that people go, well, it's the voters' fault. It's the voters' fault. You elected these people. You give me dog shit A and dog shit B, and then you blame me because one of them was shitty. They were both going to be shitty. It's a racket. It's a racket. It's not a deal. It's not a legitimate deal anymore. It's a racket, and all they're doing is trying to figure out how to fuck us and how to cover their ass. Get my shit together. One-man band and it Ned style. I just wanna be your one-man band. Oh, I was nervous because Ned never fucks that up. I didn't want to be the first one to do a shitty version of that. Alright, I mean, we might as well get going. Enough of the hype, enough of the falderall, enough of the commotion, the ado. So if you, let me, I want to make sure that doesn't come back on there. Get rid of him. Is that what I'm listening to? Alright, do that. So we can get started here on I'm Right, You're Wrong. See, make sure I got some, see what are they doing? They're punching us in the face. They're actually, they're farting in our face. This is them, I'll put this delicately. This is them violating us from behind. And those are, like that version of queefs. That's what they're doing to us with no lube. And then finally, you got to reload that, man. The whole bit, and then that's couple up there. That's too. Happens to be a channeling net. A couple up in there, then pull it out, and there's a couple. There's a couple for every taxpayer's face in the land. See, I mean, maybe you have to use hyperbole to express exactly what these fuckers are doing to us. They're literally doing worse things than coming in the face of every American. Hey, taxpayer AJ the Linger, come here for your face splooging. Michigan Michael, thanks for showing up and giving me 30% of your income. Now open your eyes wide and your mouth. There's a double shot for you, motherfucker. MJ Ohio Girl, we're not going to do that. That would be a hashtag me too. We're going to move right along. But you know what happened to you, MJ Ohio Girl. Kevin JK. Well, it looks like you're doing well for yourself. Thank you for that 33%. And I noticed you gave us a little extra for those capital gains. We really appreciate it. And, since you really keeping the government going there, Kevin JK, really helping everybody out. You and Timble TJ, just filling the coffers. Here's something for you. Actually, first, here's a double thing. First, fart in your fucking face. And then, blammo, where's your wife? We'll do that to her. I hope you realize this is all metaphor and hyperbole, guys. That's what they might as well be doing to you. And half the population will walk around with congressional fluid on their faces and defend the people that did it to them. They're insane. It's insanity. So if you don't want to hear the truth about the corrupt political party that you worship because you think your corrupt piece of shit party is better than the other corrupt piece of shit party, the most illogical thing you could ever fucking think of in your life, because you have a social media feed that spoon feeds you exactly what you want to hear and exactly what you believe. So you think you believe everything you believe is right. Every news story, you can go, yeah, I believe that. Yeah, that supports my opinions. That supports me as the most right person. And I heard it from Anderson Cooper. I heard it from Sean fucking Hannity. They told me the deal, and now I'm going to recite what these fucking talking head cocksuckers get paid to recite by billion-dollar corporations that are bought and paid for by you name it. If you're one of those people, then fuck off. I want to say, see, there's other things I'd like to say. Like to see, I think you used to be able to get away with this. I could say something about taking these people and then putting them in a place and then doing something to them. Not going to see it. Now you can't get specific about that. But that would be frowned upon in today's society and grounds for cancellation. Yeah. I think you get trouble, like, you can't even say the word like euthanasia anymore. Oh my God. Unless it's to an old person that wants to die, you could do that. But not entire groups of people, heaven forbid. So if you're like one of those people, fuck off. If you're somebody that can watch the January 6th hearings, oh my God, and not see that it's a bunch of fucking liars accusing a bunch of other fucking liars of lying. It's like, no, and nobody can see that. It's like, I'm trying to break it down. How can you not see it? It's a bunch of fucking liars. lying about to a bunch of other fucking liars who are lying about their shit. Nobody knows the real story at all. It's a bunch of fucking liars lying and trying to get some publicity because they're the liars in charge. I mean, George Bush was in the liars in charge, and we raped the world. Now we got a Democrat liar in charge, and he's raping the world. And I don't want to hear, I don't want to hear anything else about it. I mean, sure, it'd be a lot easier now. You wouldn't have to do yellow cake or something. You just have to fucking make a presidential declaration that you're going to war with Iraq. You couldn't see through that fucking Iraq shit. So that was an illegal and immoral war, as was the Afghanistan war, which drug on for 20 years, and both wars combined were over $1 trillion, and many, many corporations that were aligned with high government officials like Dick Cheney and Donald Rumsfeld made billions of dollars and did subpar work that led to our troops dying in some cases. That's the Republicans, guys. Hey. That's the fucking Republicans. Don't forget it. Don't fucking forget it. Fucking, just because the Democrats are doing the same shit the Republicans did back in George W. Bush's day, fucking looking to rape the world for personal gain, don't you think that makes the Republicans good now? They're just mad. They'd be doing the Ukraine thing just as well. Except they'd probably be getting more shit for it, I guess. I guess that's the narrative. Because they're, the Republican warmongers. So if you believe in that January 6th bullshit, I mean, your logic is ridiculous. Your allegiance to whatever party you believe is predicated on the belief that one group of, it's kind of repetitive. I know it's repetitive. But it's such the basic concept that your basic belief that one group of scumbags, one group of the, is that my phone? What is that? That's from broadcasting at home. I gotta go turn off somebody's phone alarm in the living room. How's that for cluster F? How's that for fucking cluster F? Fucking alarm on a phone. Yeah, we'll move along. Let me try to get back into the groove. I mean, that's the main point, and I try to, like I said, ad nauseum, you hammer it in. It's like one group of scumbags. These are the worst people in the world. I just threw up in my mouth, little Rick and Morty style. These are the worst people in the world. And if you can't, if you don't, it's like, I don't, yes, this is how you are, like, why, what the fuck, you believe, I'm talking to like a fucking caveman, you believe Nancy Pelosi cares about you or anything other than herself? What, buddy? What you grunting, mouth drooling fuck over there? What do you believe that Republican Rick Scott cares about you or any other fucking thing other than him fucking self? Okay, well, you should both be committed. You should be to believe the current political system is to be someone who should be Baker acted, in my opinion. I'm sorry. And this is probably, like I said, probably not a good way to drive subscriptions, but I don't give a shit. And if you don't like my salty language, it's it's, this show, on Cluster F, I would say we don't overuse, we definitely use salty language, motherfucker, cocksucker, whatever. We use all those words, but it's much more sparingly. So sometimes when you're venting about people who are destroying the greatest country in the world, you can't fucking see it starts, but fucking motherfucker, shit, fucking cocksucker, motherfucker. You can't stop it. That's all you got. You can't do anything about it. Enjoy your freedoms while you got them. That's my message. That's the only message I got. You can't do nothing about it, but you can fucking vent. You can fucking vent like the guys at the barbershop. Michigan Michael just gifted 5 tier 1 subs, taking him to, I don't know, didn't say. Thank you, Michigan Michael. Appreciate it. I mean, I used to go on Twitter and argue, Facebook and have discussions and try to, say facts. And I don't do that really hard. I'll go on and I'll just generally post something. And then I won't comment like getting arguments with people, because it's like that you're not convincing any one person of anything in the United States. I mean, nobody will ever change their mind about anything. We've created a society of people who have to be right. Speaking of I'm right, you're wrong, so fuck off. A society of people who can't deal with facts at all. They just have to deal with them being right. And they're fed it on their social media feed. So they actually believe they're right about everything, because everything in the world tells them they're right. I mean, as incompetent as the government is, they really know how to fucking dupe people and lead them like sheep, and control people with brainwashing techniques that are so simple. It's unbelievable. That's why I'm drinking at 8:30 in the morning. You can talk to these people, and then they'll just come back with some Anderson Cooper or Sean Hannity talking point. And it's like, I don't want to get into the Tucker Carlson thing. I know Tucker. That's why I started watching him. Are you fucking shitting me? I turned that phone. I powered the phone fucking off. I don't know if you guys can hear that. But I can't do a show that go off. I cannot keep a train of thought with that fucking ding ding da ding ding da ding 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 in my fucking head. Now I got to go put it in another fucking room or throw it out I'm gonna put it on the poor patio. Jiminy crap, now I'm trying to get into my flow, man. Fuck. It's not like one of those things you could go turn off the alarm on the phone and they go right in, and goddamn those cocksuckers. So I wasn't pissed off enough about the world events. Now I got fucking, it's not even anybody's phone. It's like just a phone that somebody uses to watch like videos. It wasn't even a legitimate alarm to wake anybody up. There's nobody here who's getting up at this time. All right, anyway. get back to my Sean Hannity, Anderson Cooper. Okay. The phone's gone now, so we won't have any problem. If you're like a hardcore partisan, I mean, if you're a hardcore partisan, you're uninformed. You're uninformed. You don't seek out truth. You seek out ways to justify how you think. And I know that because I do it sometimes. As a excuse me, a middle of the roader. Sometimes I'll have this my point research. Look at read this. No, it's not. God damn it. Well, let me forget about that one and try to get some others that say what I say. I know I've done it. Excuse me. Throw my mouth a little Rick and Morty style. I try not to do it, but I do it. I think that's human nature. You look for stuff that backs up what you say. But if I'm wrong, I'll admit it. But I'm looking for. I go to every source. No matter how nauseingly partisan it is, or hopefully I go to mostly independent sources that are fairly common sense and truth based. Hopefully, I don't know how you get the fucking truth now. I try to find out the truth, but if you're a hardcore partisan, you're not informed. You're not particularly smart. You're obtuse. All the evidence to make your life shitty. Hang on. Now I'm getting cotton mouth. All the evidence you need to see that both parties have been making your life shittier for decades is like right in front of your face. You could look up any subject, and back in the day they used to write more articles about truth and how you're getting fucked. Now there's no truth anyway. But you're uninformed. You're just looking at what backs up your opinion. You want your team. It's right in front of your face, but you refuse to see it because you would rather belong to your red or blue team than be wrong. It's a team deal. It's like a God part of the brain. A lot of people are born with a God part of the brain. They have to believe it's something in their brain. They don't ever seek out, facts, or, if they hear things that don't make sense about their religion, they will just brush them aside because they have to believe. That's in their brain. They would not know how to exist if they didn't think they were living forever in some kind of palace in heaven. That's about 60-70% of the population. It's in their brain. Seems to be a team deal with politics too. You have people they got to be on a team. That's why the founding fathers said it. They said it. The two-party system will be the death of this country because they knew eventually when both parties are corrupt, they're going to divide and conquer, and the people are going to be, the people are going to be just like they are now. This is what the founding fathers predicted. They were pretty smart. We don't have, you know what, motherfuckers? We don't have a lot of Thomas Jeffersons and John Adams and Hancocks and whatever, Franklins. Say what you want. I don't give a shit about the founding fathers, but say what you want, like slave owners, what blah, blah, blah. They're all pretty fucking smart dudes. Like really smart. They'd write. They'd be like writing shit. Writing papers and theses and thing. They're intellectuals, so to speak. So these are guys that sat around and thought, how can we make a good country? How can we do this? I'm sure they were corrupt as well. But when you're starting a new country, you have to make it succeed so that you can pillage it. So they wanted to make the best country in the world that they could set up and be the leaders of. And there's no fucking Thomas Jefferson. Donald Trump and Joe Biden are no Thomas Jefferson at all. Not even close. There's none of those guys around anymore. The system has become nothing but a churning wheel of fucking hypocrites and liars and cheaters and scumbags. They don't blame it, they blame it on the voter, which you elected them. Well, it was either that cocksucker A or fucking dick licker B. And so I closed my eyes and pulled the lever, asshole. Leave me alone. That's why I don't vote anymore. I mean, see, I give the example to you that people. It's this is what I hate about. I hate about the current climate is you're like a right wing lunatic. You know, if you agree with or disagree with the Democratic Party. I've been middle of the road. This whole show was based on it's the middle of the road. It's all fake. The left versus right is a fake divide and conquer narrative. They're working together to fuck you. And now how do you talk about that while the country, you know, the jig is up. You know, they really fucked up the country. And then they're doing all kind of shit to distract you and pillage the fucking till at the last second. And then, you know, blame it on something else like Ukraine and Putin and COVID. It's like, oh, yeah, you know, we stole 30 trillion from you. But that last 2 trillion is because of the COVID and Putin, and that put us over the edge, and we didn't do nothing wrong, and we didn't fuck your entire way of life. See ya. Got a tropical island I got to go to. Probably rape some underage girls. This is not me talking. This is a politician. You got to watch what you say, people, nowadays. Get canceled. Get canceled for making a hypothetical quote about Jeffrey Epstein and his cohorts. It's a nightmare. It's a nightmare trying to stream these days. I'm going to watch every fucking thing. I mean, oh, God. You know, I mean, this is a pretty loose show. I'm pretty much saying whatever the fuck I want. But there's sometimes you'll be going, you go, ooh, don't say that. Fucking say that. You get canceled or, end up in jail for a couple of years or something for for quoting somebody or saying somebody's opinion or disagreeing with the current narrative. Heaven forbid. That's why I talk to these people like children. It's frustrating being a sentient, informed, nonpartisan, dealing with an entire population of mindless people. It's very frustrating. It's also very gratifying. It's gratifying, it gives you, if the system's gonna crash, well, at least you can be a pompous asshole and go, I knew it was happening. That's all I got going for me. I told you that years ago. But you kept arguing about the left and the right. You just wasted your time. Go out and have a good time. They're gonna screw you. You see, and you used to be able to say, well, the only time things will change was when things get so bad that I'll say something else because I can't really remember what I was going to say, but it was probably not good. Frustrating. You can't talk in hypothetical fucking terms. Or see what they. That's why I'm resorting to cocksucker and motherfucker, because the incredible points that I want to make, sometimes illustrated with hyperbolic incidents of well, I can't even say what kind of incidences they are. I can't do it. So I say motherfucker and cocksucker instead, and it drags the discourse down just like they want it. Oh, thank God I work for the NSA. Thank God. I make a lot of money from the NSA. So you people out there, you lovely viewers out there right now, you need somebody telling you this shit. There's not as many as there used to be. Now they're coming out of the woodwork. They all suck. Some of them are okay. A lot of them suck, man. A lot of them suck. They were the right place, right time, being Johnny Truth Teller when I've been doing it for years. Johnny Rah Rah, Mr. Wrong Place at the Wrong Time. I don't know. I did pretty well for myself. I forget what I was talking about. What was I talking about? I'm not calling people imbeciles there. Let's not do that. Okay. I'll try. I mean, here we go. This is like, maybe I'm a bad teacher because I keep reiterating a lot of the same things, but it's like, it's just such a basic concept. I just want to keep repeating it in the hopes that one person will hear it and get it and go, oh, he's right. It does happen. I mean, I don't know if it happens anymore, but I've, hung out with people and, a good example would be my old boss, man. After hanging out with me all those years, he became way more centered in his beliefs.
You also got a better sense of humor, too. But you got to break it down kindergarten style. You know, I'm sorry, I'm not, you know, you people are not kindergartners. I'm talking about, this is the message that I'm sending. I'm beaming this out to space in hopes that when the aliens come down, they will save everyone that listens to this stream as the only intelligent people in the fucking country. I'm doing it for you. I'm doing it for us. Beaming it out into space. Trace, he's got it rigged up for me. He went to Walmart and got some space beam and stuff. You got to break it down like kindergartners so they can understand. One party has human trash like Mitch McConnell, Lindsey Graham, Rick Scott, and the other part has sociopaths like Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer and Joe Biden. One group of career criminals who you think cares more about America than the other group of career criminals. Yeah, still light getting to me. There are people that actually go. They actually go to the polls and they pull a lever or punch a thing that says, and in their mind they're thinking, Nancy Pelosi cares about me. Blink. Rick Scott cares about me. Plink. The people actually think that. It's all is, I don't know, what kind, well, I'm right, you're wrong, the all is lost. It's the all is lost episode. Man, we're dumb as a box of rocks, man. We're social media'd out. We ain't got no hope, man. It ain't no hope. We're led around like a bunch of fucking sheep. I used to talk about sheep. Now we is the sheep, man. Just herd us up, ba, shear us. Kill the baby lambs for the heroes. The lamb kebabs, because we about dumb as rocks. And we'll do whatever you tell us. Half of us are going to do whatever you tell us. Because you are government. The hallowed halls of democracy. It's very annoying. Do you know how many times I've been right? And you've been wrong? I mean, I'm not, just went to public schools, K through 12, and went to USF back in the day when it wasn't that expensive, and I didn't have no fucking career plan, so I was going to college, it wasn't that expensive, and I got a degree in sociology, so I'm no brain surgeon. Let me out of this university with a piece of paper, please. Anything, I don't care. So I got my piece of paper. Doesn't make me that much smarter than anybody else. Maybe read a few more books. That's how I think that's a reading, which is dying and dead. Reading, really, that's what you need to do. You need to read. You need to, people on their phone playing games, the social media, and man, why don't you read something? Why don't you read some history? I mean, when I talk about the Iraq War, I mean, at least I've read 2 books on it. At least I've tried to delve into it and try to get to the bottom of the lies. I mean, we all know it was fake now. See, that's what they do. Fake war in Iraq. Yeah, the yellow cake. Yeah, that was actually a yellow Play-Doh. Lied about the whole thing. Pat Tillman, the great American NFL football player who quit his lucrative job as an elite athlete in the National Football League to go fight for America after 9/11. And then when he's in Iraq later when they invade Iraq under false pretenses with the WMD bullshit, Pat Tillman writes home, "This war is so illegal. This war is bullshit." Do I believe Pat Tillman, American hero, who not one of those cocksuckers in Washington would do what he did? Not a one of them. Not a fucking one of them. Quit their NFL job and go serve their country, and then he got killed by friendly fire. Not a one of them would do what he did. Or am I going to believe this guy? He was very intelligent, obviously very patriotic,
I going to believe Pat Tillman, or am I going to believe one person in Washington? Fuck you if you disagree with that. This war is so illegal, is what Pat Tillman said, because it was. And I read some books that told me about all the money that they stole with the Blackwater and I can't remember though, the Halliburton, all that shit. People got rich. Blackwater over there built I'm digressing monumentally. They used to have a thing called the Seabees that would go and build the infrastructure for troops, when they invade a country. The Seabees come and they build shit and they build showers and stuff because the troops need infrastructure. Your invading army needs infrastructure. And so they outsourced that through like a Blackwater Halliburton deal, outsourced it to 17 different, Pakistanis. And a lot of troops died and the shower got electrocuted. But here's the funny thing. But the Halliburton stock went up. That's the here's the guy. There's the kid. Yeah, I mean, what's the difference whether you kill him on the battlefield or you kill him in the shower in your immoral, illegal war? But I don't know. Sometimes I look at Mitch McConnell and I think he's a better man than Pat Tillman. I need right in my own face. Oh. Fucking crime. People believe these pieces of shit. My intelligence is insulted on an hourly basis in our new society. I mean, and I guess you gotta have an ego to be in this business. I've tried to be a fairly humble guy, but do you know how many times I've been fucking right over the course of the last 20 years? And it's just common sense. If you have some common sense and you just look at things and you explore them just a little bit and see where the propaganda is coming from and follow the money, it's not that hard to be right. I mean, I was immediately after 9/11. I'm looking at I'm going, wow, this is bad, blah, blah, thing. And then George Bush gets on and he has a speech in front of the nation in Congress, and he's telling us about the 10-year war on terror. And that was, I don't know, that was only a day or two later. I can't remember. It was very quick after the attacks. And I was just turned to Don and I went, oh, that's what it's about. A war on terror that will never end. Then I immediately started delving into 9/11, using the knowledge that it was a fucking reason to invade other countries and fucking get rich, get your buddies rich, and use taxpayer dollars to fund a fucking giant get-rich-quick scheme. It wasn't too quick, 20 years, in Afghanistan and Iraq. Iraq was more of a get-rich-quick deal. Fucking... They did a poll after 9/11 that the news made it seem as if Iraq was involved, and Iraq had nothing to do with it. Not one thing, not zero. They had nothing to do with 9/11. Not one thing, not one iota. Zero. And yet, the average American, when polled after 9/11, after a few months of propaganda, believed that Iraq was responsible for 9/11. It's how they do it, people. And then they go to war. Then they have a fake illegal war, according to Pat Tillman. Not according to Nancy Pelosi or Mitch McConnell. But according to Pat Tillman, it was an illegal and immoral war. And I'm weighing on whether I believe Pat Tillman or Nancy Pelosi and fucking Mitch McConnell. Fucking not even remotely believable scenario they have playing out in front of your eyes. It's not even remotely believable. On January 6th, I'm watching the television. And I'm flipping back and forth to see the various partisan coverage of the so-called insurrection. So I'm watching. I just happened to be watching TV and see it going on live, and to a man, to a woman. Every station, Fox News National, the sacred halls of democracy have been desecrated. This is Fox News. This is terrible. This is an insurrection. It's the sacred, the hallowed halls of democracy. Then I switch over to CNN. Oh my God. This is the worst day in American history. The hallowed halls of democracy. The sacred, where our great leaders get together and democratize. That was all the narrative, and I was like, this should have happened 50 years ago. They're all pieces of shit. This should have happened 50 years ago. They're all pieces of shit. That, I believe, would have been the average American's response if they hadn't been brainwashed immediately with the sacred, hallowed halls of glorious democracy inhabited by the biggest human trash out there. None of it's remotely believable. Why was Fox News talking about the sacred, hallowed halls of democracy when they should have said, wow, about time, huh? Bunch of crooks up in Washington been robbing you blind. Fox News didn't do that. Why? Because Fox News doesn't tell the truth. Neither does CNN. I never got into it. I'll get back to how right I am once again. Like Tucker Carlson, I've known Tucker. He was on the show for years, and as I started watching him, see what all the hype was, why everybody hates Tucker Carlson. And, he says a lot of shit that's true. It's undeniably true. About the big farm. He was talking about how news agencies don't report on the adverse side effects of antidepressants and antipsychotics, especially when it comes to school shootings, because all these kids are doped up on these drugs that cause suicidal thoughts. Not homicidal, just suicidal thoughts. And he's talking about how the news won't talk about it because the news is sponsored by the drug companies who make this shit. No, but I've never heard anybody say that before. It's true. I've been saying it for fucking years. It's 100% true. If you disagree with Tucker Carlson, you shouldn't be thinking, I hate Tucker, he's a piece of shit, he's whatever, he's a white supremacist, all that garbage. But what you should be saying is, why are they letting him say the truth? They generally don't. Generally the number one guy in cable news. He's got the number one rated show by a long shot. They don't let them tell the truth. It's like everything, a lot of what he says is fucking true. A lot of fucking shit he says, I'll be talking about it on this show in the morning. We'll be talking about it on Cluster F. And then at night we're like, Tucker Carlson is fucking listening to our show. Because he's speaking the truth that we were speaking this fucking morning. So I don't really get. I don't know. Did they go to somebody? Do they go to somebody and say, you get to tell the truth. We want you to tell it like this and tell it really good and make it really pretend you're really mad and outraged about all of it. And you'll be able to tell the truth right until the end. We all head off to our island. I don't know. Fox News ain't going to let them do that. I do notice he wasn't a big proponent of 2,000 Mules. That could be a truth that's too hot to touch for everybody. Because it's the big lie. The big lie. I swear you don't hear people say this. That's why they're forbidden from saying this. When they'll talk about the big lie and how Trump was acting or whatever, and they'll say Trump was acting like, with the election was stolen from him when he had been assured that this election was one of the safest and most secure in U.S. history. And am I the only person who thinks Assured by who? The completely incompetent and fraudulent United States government? You could tell me every election was stolen for the last 150 years, and I go, yeah, I believe it. But nobody else does? Everybody else thinks that the country that has stolen 30 trillion of your dollars over decades and decades has been legit. Everything about the government is corrupt and a fucking Ponzi scheme, except for the elections. The most sacred elections of democracy in the world, as prescribed by our forefathers. Fucking give me a fucking break. You're an asshole. You think that way? You're an asshole. Our elections are as corrupt as our government is. Duh. Oh, wow. You made me do a duh. That's how mad I am. I did a fucking duh. Fucking sign on off right now. Embarrassment. Jim F. 1979 just subscribed for 35 months. That's deep. Super deep. Sorry about the duh. AJ the Linger, I can't remember if I got your 500 bits. Look what you do to me. I'm gonna need a new beer. I could go for a while. I'm gonna go for a while, I think. Why not? I'll go till I run out of stuff. You can talk about this stuff forever. Somebody on Facebook suggested I do a religious I'm Right, You're Wrong. I said, that'd be fun. See? Hang on a second. Here's somebody. Billy Kennedy said, Billy Kennedy says, I think it would be fun if you did a Bible study episode. And I said, good idea. Actually, if you pray and ask, God will tell you when that episode will air. Omnipotence and predestination, all that jazz. God knows everything. No, they don't really, I think they don't teach that. I think predestination must have been something that primitive people, when the Bible was written, primitive people seem to favor predestination, that God knows everything and knows what's going to happen in the end. Or maybe you have to have predestination with the heaven deal, the heaven deal. I don't know. But if there's, like the show, well, you're getting tested. That God is testing you. It's like, well, why is he testing me? He knows whether I'm going to fail or succeed because he already knows. It's predestination. Everything in the world, there's not one thing anybody can do to change it. It's predestination. It's already been determined. I mean, it sounds pretty stupid to me, but that's what they say in the Bible. Don't shoot the messenger. That's why they don't teach it. Because you'd be going, well, why bother? Why am I praying when he already decided whether he was going to answer my prayer, a couple 6,000 years ago? Ludicrous. There's no critical thinking. You got a nation so divided that we're delusional. People would rather die than admit anything the other side believes. Everything one side believes, the side opposite of you in America right now, everything the other side believes is a 100% lie. Everything, if you because I don't really do much, back and forth on social media anymore. I do like to go and read the comments sometime and see these people. It's just like the big rabid fest about telling you how the other side is so fucking stupid. It's all, if whatever happens, one side's in there going, yeah, see how stupid that you are? We hate you. This is why we hate you, you fucking cunts. That's what what we've become. Everything, Ivana, the mom, Trump, she died. She died yesterday. So, if you go on the social medias, you can see, people tweeting, that, they're happy she's dead and she raised these, 3 scumbag Trumps and stuff like that. And it's like, that's where we are. That's where we are as a society. Somebody dies who's of a different political belief, and you call them, you say they're scum. if the other side, if this is say you're a Democrat, then Jill Biden does well. Like I got you, she can lie in state. She's a queen. But Ivana Trump is, she's a stupid cunt. So red state cunts are bad, but your blue state cunts are good. Blue cunt good, red cunt bad. Or vice versa. If you're red cunt good, blue cunt. That's the simplification of it. You hate everybody on the other side when you should be hating everybody on both sides. God, it's misplaced anger. Got half the country believing that a narcissistic billionaire cares about the country more than himself. And the other half believe that an obviously mentally deficient 80-year-old man is running the country. Guy's got to have a fucking cue card to walk into a room. He ain't running the country. And our news, the news media acting like he does, really should be insulting everyone's intelligence. Doesn't matter what party you're from. The news media is covering up for an obviously mentally deficient president. If you can't see that, you fucking dumbass motherfucker. I can't stop. It's insulting. I keep dumbing it down kindergarten style, but it doesn't. I mean, obviously, you find people have to be somewhat open-minded, I would imagine, to listen to this show. Because we're super opinionated, I'm sure that many times we're wrong, but we're entertainers as well. Sometimes we're trying to be entertaining. Sometimes you can't be entertaining taking a very average take on something. Yeah, that's completely 100% good. I said, oh, that's not going to be very good on the radio, is it? Find something wrong with it, we can dog. But even when you dumb it down kindergarten, how do you say kindergarten style, you're not reaching these people. It's right in front of their faces. Big Farm spends 75% of their budget on advertising, billions of dollars. So do you think the news is going to... This company that's giving us billions of dollars is doing things that are criminal, and we're going to expose them so that they can be prosecuted and no longer pay us billions of dollars. That is not a believable scenario. It's not believable. It doesn't happen. It never happens. It might happen when the jig is up. The jig is up and they say, okay, go ahead, go after him. Jig's up. Nothing we can do about it. I've told the story before. It's perfect. It's the perfect analogy. I was in radio back in the day in Tampa, and one time I made a joke about McDonald's in a bit, and I got a visit from the GM. I said, don't ever say anything negative about McDonald's again. As a matter of fact, don't you even mention McDonald's again. You don't mention me. That's how it is. It's called capitalism. Nobody talks bad about their advertisers. Nobody. The news quit becoming legitimate the minute that the news started taking ads. The news, here's a history lesson for you. The news used to be a requirement. I think it's still a requirement by the FCC. If you were going to have a national broadcast station, you had to broadcast so many hours of news for the public benefit every week. You had to do some PSA shows, on the weekend. You had to broadcast the news, and you were not allowed against the law to take money for advertising for the news. That's just like a network's, that's just the cost of doing business. The network has to hire a news team and devote all this time to the news to keep their license because it's in the law. And they changed the law. Well, why did they change the law? So that the news is now completely bought and paid for. And anybody who says it isn't is a goddamn idiot. I done been in the media. I done seen how it works. Even a low-level, offhanded comment by someone against a sponsor is taboo. So they're not going to be doing no exposés about Big Farm. And you're not going to hear about all the school shooters being whacked out on antipsychotic medication. You're not going to hear a word of it, not a one of it, and you're going to like it. And you're going to keep watching. And on your feed, it's going to tell you how fucking cool you are and how you fucking speak the truth. And everybody that disagrees with you is a fucking piece of shit. And you're going to hear that America has a big race problem and a big anti-trans problem. And then you can go to the comments and see that what appears to be 90% of the people in America don't believe all this bullshit. And it's a giant media conspiracy. It's not really a conspiracy. I mean, that's the conspiracy. The conspiracy isn't that they're doing it. You got fucking evidence that they're fucking doing it. When you can see every station says the same thing. I mean, I can't, like it'd be whether it's Ukraine and we got Putin's price hike, the big lie, all these catchphrases. When all the networks say the same thing, don't say gay bill. When they all say the same thing, then you know it's propaganda. This is, they're not saying the facts. They're saying like the don't say gay bill had no basis in fact. It wasn't a don't say gay bill. It didn't even have gay in the bill. But it became the don't say gay bill because the mainstream media all called it the don't say gay bill. Oh, I think I'm going to go pee. I'm going to go pee and get a beer. Oh, not that one. No, that's a naughty one. Find something that's not naughty. It's tough. It's a toughie. I may do this one again. Let's see, what's that one? Let's just do a double shot. Jerry hadn't been around for a while. Let's play tribute to Jerry.
Hey, Bobby, get off my front porch. This is for all them down south boys. Drinking, burning it down. Okay. Every day we burning down. Every day we burning down. Every day we burning down. Yeah, we party every day and night, smoking all day and night till the sun comes out. We got these trucks, we are lifted, cause we all smoke weed and we all gifted. Yeah, baby, you know what it is. Pussy so loose that she's got 10 kids. I don't even care if she's trying to go out. I've been taking her out, dirt party and road. I'm lifted every day and night, smoking on the ganjas, got me feeling just right. Don't play with me, baby. I will lay you out and surf you like a ski. Don't care what you're saying. I'm drinking, I'm smoking. Don't be trying nothing, baby. You know what it is when you come and ride with me. Every day is crazy, yeah. Smoke a lot of weed, yeah. Drink a lot of booze, yeah. You know how we do, yeah, baby. I've been here, done that on the roadway. Been sideways every day till I get paid. Dirt everywhere when I come home, yeah, hey. And I light the fire back at the barbecue. You know how we do, baby. Yeah, yeah. I burn down every damn day, smoking on the good shit, not no hay. Baby, don't play.
Oh man. Oh no. Smoking on the herb all day long. Take a sit down right here and take a toke from a bong. Smoking all day, I do get tired, but that don't stop me from getting higher. Smoking with me is always fun. Start the four-wheeler when the blunt is done. But you know me, I'll probably crash. We can maybe ride tomorrow when I fix it half-fast. Puff, puff, puffing on the Jiffy Pop. Puff, puff, puffing on the Jiffy Pop. Yeah. Yeah, you know me, always puffing on that Jiffy Pop. Do it every day, and you know I'm never gonna stop. Even in the salt shed, can't catch me. Found 2 microwaves, but I brought 3. You know I love smoking on a Jiffy Pop. Yeah. You know I love smoking on a Jiffy Pop. Yeah. Got a new show, the name is Outlandish. Only drink Coronas, but we don't speak Spanish. Just got a Jeep, we got it for the cheap. Was a good deal, till it overheat. Now outlandish, walking on their feet. Fuck it, light that blunt up, and let's go get something to eat. Some outlandish. Y'all already know we puffing on that Jiffy Pop. It's about $300 Jeep. You know we fucking stoned and shit. Funny part is, somebody told us not to do it. Don't buy that Jeep. Don't buy that Jeep. We bought it. You know, puff, puffing on the Jiffy Pop. Yeah. Puff, puff, puffing on the Jiffy Pop. Yeah.
Oh, Ed Sheeran gets me again. Ed Sheeran gets me again. You ginger twink. What we got here? What do we got going here? Little Spanish guitars. What the fuck is this shit? This is not what I'm looking for. Big snag on that. Forget that. Shouldn't have some like my favorites on here or something. Let's see. Man, that son of a bitch. Leave me alone. All right. I said, hit it, Cheech, motherfucker. Jiminy Christmas. Welcome back to I'm Right, You're Wrong.
Oye, Tommy, dame fuego, papi.
Bitch was acting rowdy, so I told her to check this. Quarter pound of gas, I'm dripping water on my necklace. I don't need no bitch, I got the money, young and reckless. Run up in your crib, it's payday, and we leave you checklist. I just wanna rollie, I just wanna stack shit. Bitch was acting stupid, tighten up that bitch so ratchet. Bout to bust a nugget on your knees and baby catch it. Time is ticking slow, I want the pussy, then you exit. I beat the block for the pussy and dip. Snoring on your shit, love with the drip. Busting another.
Welcome back to I'm Right, You're Wrong. So this story, I mean, I just had a story earlier this week. Who was it? It was Shawn. It was Shawn Mendes. Shawn Mendes, he's a big pop star. If you don't, he's a big top 40 singer. He was going out with Camila Cabello. Not that you know that either. That's what he was doing. Shawn Mendes, big pop star, big American pop star, and he just had to call off the rest of his tour because he's overwhelmed. He's overwhelmed with touring. He's just can't do it. Just can't do it anymore. Just can't pick up this microphone and go on stage in front of 28,000 people. I can sing songs. I'm getting a fucking bus and drive 2 hours on a luxury bus with every amenity or food that I'd want. Do it all again the next day. Do it all again the next day. I can't do it. I'm out. Okay, so we got that guy, Shawn Mendes. And now we got alternative rock group Rainbow Kitten Surprise. Alternative rock group Rainbow Kitten Surprise. Scheduled to perform Friday at Outlaw Field in Boise. Has canceled the concert and all of its remaining July and August dates. Singer Ella Mello explained, after being off the last couple of years due to the pandemic, we were excited to hit the ground running with touring. As amazing as it has been singing and dancing with you every night, the toll of life on the road has finally reached its breaking point. I've decided it's to my and our best interest to take this time to regroup and focus on my mental health. Thank you for all your concern. The planned outdoor show at the Idaho Botanical Gardens, 4,000 capacity seats, 4,000 sold out seats, canceled. Because sometimes you reach the breaking point when you got to sing every night. I mean, I can relate, you know. I do a little bit of singing, and sometimes sometimes a karaoke. You know, after on the third song, I'm like, I don't know if I can do another karaoke. I can read the lyrics, and people are judging me. I don't know, and I storm out of the bar. What the fuck's going on, man? What the fuck is going on? You fucking people. They've created a nation of people with mental health issues. Yuengling traditional lager. Yuengling traditional lager. Yuengling traditional lager. I believe that's brewed. I ain't been down there in Tampa in a while, the big city. I believe it was brewed right here in the good old Tampa Bay area. Yuengling. But they make it in China now, probably. Mexico or China. Here's something not a lot of people are saying. Not a lot of people are talking about, they're talking about how the right now, the Democrats, it really makes it hard to do the show. The right down the middle show, it's all fake show, because the Democrats really seem hell-bent on the destruction of America. Just as a casual observer. With all this fucking Ukraine bullshit and all this, this green energy bullshit, my stance on green energy has been the same. It's always been the same. It's like, ain't nobody, China and India ain't gonna do it, and you trust our government to implement a giant $1 trillion green energy plan without totally fucking it up? You're insane. We should mitigate climate change. Last as long as we can. Build some seawalls. Do shit like that. That's all you can do. We ain't gonna do shit about capitalism. The crony capitalism we have now and the crony government we have now ain't gonna do shit about global warming. So quit letting them think they're gonna take your money and devalue it by printing more trillions to spend on global warming when they're just fucking stealing it. I'm sorry, get on a global warming tangent. So the Democrats, kind of seems like they're hell-bent on destroying the world. It looks like we're going to have famine and, food shortages. The COVID, it was started by the COVID lockdowns, fucked up the economy, fucked up a lot of shit, so fucked up the supply lines. The COVID lockdowns, which, right from the word go, you knew it was bullshit, if you listen to this show. So the lockdown screwed up the supply chain, blah, blah, blah. And now, surprise, surprise, a war in the world's breadbasket of Ukraine, disrupting one of the world's biggest suppliers of grain, as the Netherlands implements climate change legislation to take their farming green and drive hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of small farms out of business. So that's, this is all intentional shit. I don't know, like, well, if you're on the right, you're like, they're so obsessed with their agenda. No, their agenda is getting rich, and what they're doing is pre-planned. And what they're obviously wanting the people of the world to be hungry. Hungry people are easy to control. If you got food shortages, very easy to control people. And that's obviously, what they're doing. So that's, so I'm sorry, the Republicans, if they'd won, they'd probably be doing the same thing. But right now the Democrats are doing it. So you gotta call them out for it, even though the Republicans go along with it enough to let it happen. So it's all fake. But that argument's a little too hard right now because the Democrats are so flagrantly, fucking us. And so flagrant. I mean, the average, believe Ned said it the best. Ned said it the best last week. He said the average American would say, go ahead and put every Ukrainian in a blender and then put it on grind and slowly grind them up. If we could have $2 gas, Americans don't give a fuck. They don't give a fuck about. The Ukraine was not a hotbed of democracy. We don't give a fuck about. I don't care. You could really, I think, at this day and age, you could talk about Americans and say, what country would you defend? And I'd say, you know what? The USA is about it, buddy. I ain't defending nothing. I ain't defending nothing but this country. It's like I don't. Why should you send someone send their 18-year-old son to go die in Taiwan, a small island off the coast of China? No, not. If there's any war, and there's any body I know I'm related to, I'm going to tell them that, but you don't sign up to go for that war. You're signing up to go fight a battle for a bunch of rich cocksuckers to manipulate the world to make a bunch of money. You're insane if you're fighting that war. You're insane. They're going to use you, and they don't give a fuck about you. I would tell that about any war. Unless there were Chinese soldiers, coming down I-75, I'm not picking up a gun to fight nobody. And I'm going to tell every member of my family and friends and to not go fight. This government, look what happened, in the wars. Illegal war in Iraq. How many died in Iraq? I don't know, 3,000? Maimed in the tens of thousands, homeless in the tens of thousands. We care about the troops until they come home, then we don't care about them, and that's a 100% goddamn fact. The government doesn't give a shit about the soldiers when they come home. It's a fucking lie, just another lie. I got worked up on the war in Iraq. I forgot what I was talking about. Yeah, totally forgot what I was talking about. So like I was saying, the Democrats are in power, and it's either one or two things. Either the Democrats have figured out how to cheat better than the Republicans. They both cheat in America, but they work together. But, they one like to be the top dog, one like to be the top dog. Maybe the Democrats figured out how to cheat better. And maybe the Republicans were trying to steal the election too. Maybe Trump had a cheating plan, but Trump's cheating plan was not as good as the Democrats' cheating plan. And maybe the Democrats out-cheated him. And so they're going to do what they want. That's a possibility. Or it's the same dog and pony show, and people will be so upset at these outrageous Democrats that finally an intelligent Republican, not Trump, but an intelligent, truth-seeking, decent Republican man will come in and ride in to save the country, and he'll be a fascist. He, on the outside, he'll be coming in to save the country, but then they'll just fuck it up a different way. The Republicans will have their control. They'll come in. I mean, it's preposterous to believe that the party of George Bush that was doing the same shit they're doing right now, Ronald Reagan's government, Iran-Contra, Obama continued drone strikes, they're all the same. God damn. That's that cottonmouth. So the Republicans are going to come in there, possibly, and then they'll People, I mean, they actually think they're like, well, the Republicans, yeah, they'll probably screw us. It'll be business as usual with the Republicans. But they care about democracy in our country, and they would never sell their souls. Our scumbags would never sell their souls. What are you fucking talking about? Our scumbags would never sell their souls. What the fuck are you talking about? This is like second grade logic. Our scumbags, unlike your scumbags, you're piece of shit. You piece of shit Democrats, you hate America. Wait till I get Rick Scott in there. Rick Scott cares about America and apple pie and mom. And he's going to do the right thing, even though he's already been accused of some of the biggest frauds in his business history. The fuck are you talking? What the fuck are you talking about? Why can't I tell these people to fuck off? I crave to tell them to fuck off. I guess pro wrestling doesn't work if you don't have a really bad pretend bad guy. Always gotta have a really pretend bad guy for us. That's why they got Joe in there. It's like people are mad. People are mad and they don't like it. They don't like it. They're mad about what's going on. But when they see Joe Biden, they're just kind of like, oh, stupid old man reading a teleprompter. It doesn't instill rage in them. So it was time. Excuse me. So check this shit out. It was time. We got over $250 trillion in debt and unfunded liabilities in the United States. It's coming. The end is nigh. The end is nigh. So you got to put this vacuous, blank staring, 80-year-old man up there to read a teleprompter. Well, things go to shit, and you're just like, well, you can't get mad at the guy, Look at and that's the strategy. Joe Biden wasn't winning the primaries. Then they propped him up to be the winner. I think they already admitted they stole it from Bernie Sanders. They wanted a guy that would be so easily controlled and so senilely, mentally insufficient that people wouldn't be as mad at him when they did a bunch of shitty things. Write that shit down. That's what it is. It's what it is. Why would they? They didn't really think that fucking feeble old Joe Biden, who they won't even put out to campaign, was a big winner. Hang on, everybody. I know Bernie's instilling a lot of excitement, but we got to get this fucking Joe Biden we can control in there. That's what it was. Fake. The fuck is it? See, the election, the Democrat elections were fake. The Democratic primary was fake. But yet they're the perpetrators of calling it, on the other hand, the big lie. The Democratic primary was fake. They rigged it against Bernie Sanders. Bernie Sanders was, he's a very, when Bernie Sanders speaks, he's always on the talk shows and stuff, and he's fairly, he's kind of funny. He's got that, he's got that folksy stuff, the Bernie Sanders, he's got that. He's just likable. It's kind of a likable feel. I'm sure he's a dirty politician just like the rest of them, but he's a little more likable. Maybe he doesn't fuck you so bad. I don't know. Bernie Sanders. And they fucking squashed him. The Democratic Party squashed him, delegitimizing their primary, and yet they scream the big lie when we talk about the delegitimization of the national election. Can I drop the mic and just go to bed now? Who's saying that shit? And it's fucking true. They delegitimized their own primary because they didn't want fucking Bernie Sanders in there. They wanted fucking sleepy fucking Joe Dementia, who they could control with a teleprompter. You can see when he wanders over to answer questions because he's You know, he's president. He's Joe Biden in his mind. He wants to go talk to people and give them what for. He's got a team of people around him ready to pull him away when he starts to say something stupid because he's out of his gourd. And the press doesn't mention it. And you're going to try to tell me anything is legitimate. Like I said, the U.S. has over $250 trillion in unfunded liabilities and debt. All the combined assets in the United States are $193 trillion. So we owe $250 trillion. And if you added everything up that we own, it's $193. We owe $60 trillion more than everything we own in this country. The jig is up. So how do you explain to the citizens of the country that you've stolen all their money and the shit's about to fucking, House of Cards is about to fucking fall apart? Well, I think you have a pandemic. And you close down small businesses. And you make people quit for not getting a vaccine, and then you give, you know, $100 trillion away for this. $1 trillion away for this, $1 trillion away for that, and then you send how much? Pert near $60 billion to the Ukraine. You try to eliminate fossil fuels. I think you've created such a recipe for disaster. It's the last minute plundering is what I'm trying to say. It's the last minute plundering of everything. The jig is up. It's the last minute plundering. And as they do that, distraction after distraction with abortion, with gun control, with mass shootings. Distraction as they plunder, as they're filling a sack as they head out the door. $250 trillion in unfunded liabilities and debt. $193 trillion. If you take everybody's house and sell it, everything we own in the U.S., $193 trillion. We owe $60 trillion more than everything. And the jig is up, and they're going to blame it on COVID, and we'll be arguing about abortion. They already got guns, and I think God will be the next thing. I hope so. I hope it's some big God controversy about God in schools or prayer or something. Because then I can finally just jump off a building. Because there's no way I will ever support that. Any of that God bullshit. It's like God is nothing to do with government. Our nation was not a Christian nation. You know, the founding fathers were not Christians. I mean, so I don't want to hear that bullshit about a Christian nation. We're not a Christian nation, and I don't go for any of that God shit when it comes to government, and nobody should. And so it's going to be the left, which I can't go with because they're killing the country, and then the right with their fucking fascist, ultra-right God bullshit. And I'll be fucked again. I'm pretending. I'm living in a pretend world. I'm gonna let me live life and drink margaritas and pretend that Ron DeSantis is, you know, he's gonna be in Florida and keep it this way. And he's a good guy. And these decisions that have helped me and my family aren't just coincidence for him to rise to the top. He cares, and life's gonna be good in Florida for a while. You'd be in California, you'll be on fire. The whole state's gonna be on fire. Man, you look up some of that water. Look up at some of the water shortage stuff. Lake Mead and the Great Salt Lake, and they're coming close to what they call no power zones. And it's like I think it's Lake Mead. It's like 100 feet away. Drops 100 more feet. It's already dropped like 900. Drops 100 more feet. It's a no power zone, and that means they can't power the dam. You can't get electricity. And all of a sudden, 400,000 people ain't got no power. That's some serious shit. And what are you hearing about? What are you hearing about? Abortion? Gun control? Uvalde police video just happened to get released? Yeah. Jig's up. I mean, so, I haven't done this show in a while, but if you haven't listened to this show, I mean, how, like, during COVID, I mean, I think we lost a lot of listeners. You know, I know some people, you know, who don't listen to the show anymore because they're such COVID-holics. And it's like, well, you know, then that's the deal. Then you got to get, because that's not us. We're not government lapdogs, and we're free thinkers. And anything the government tells us to do, we're going to say, well, let me analyze this before we do it. And we did analyze it, and we wanted no part of it. And so I think we've pretty much vindicated on everything. And the fact, I mean, if you look into the data on the kids, the 6-month to 5-year-olds that they're trying to inject now, there's no data that supports them doing it at all. We're the only country in the world doing it. And there's no data that says it helps at all. And if you take the ridiculous low numbers that they say, it's like a 4% efficacy, combined with the fact that 6-month to 5-year-olds didn't really have any problems with COVID. I mean, it was a ridiculously low amount of. There's almost 0 healthy children who died of COVID. It's all a fucking scam. And they're out there, Biden and Fauci out there. Excuse me, out there yesterday saying, yeah, you need to get your 6-month-old vaccinated. So it's one of those things where you could isn't as, you know, you're a COVID holic, you're a leftaholic, you love everything, but you can't see. Usually, if you're a leftaholic, a COVID-holic, you're looking at the other countries in the world going, see what they're doing? That's what we should be doing. See, in France, you can't go into a restaurant. In Italy, they're locked down completely. That's what we should be doing. You're a total COVID-holic. I kind of lost my train of thought. The show prep giveth, and the show prep taketh away. Oh, my bad. That happens usually once a show. But the lockdowns were useless except for one thing. I said this from the beginning. Aside from, they brought small business to the verge of collapse. But what I also said, which is nobody else was saying, was it's like fucking Logic 101. They closed down the bars, they closed down the gyms, closed down the barber shops, they closed down the restaurants. And those are the 4 places that Americans congregate and talk about shit. You know, you go to the bar, you go to, or you know where the only other places you talk about shit, and this is when you really talk about shit, is like at family holidays. So they shut down all those things. And what else did they shut down? Oh, no, you can't get together for Christmas. Oh, no. Oh, Thanksgiving, heaven forbid. Heaven forbid. 4th of July picnics, not this year. No, you don't want to be in that backyard with your neighbor drinking a beer, flipping a burger, and him going, what about this COVID stuff? And you're like, I don't know, man. Seems kind of, what do you think? I think it's kind of like a bullshit. And he's like, yeah, I thought it was bullshit too. But no, I can't talk to nobody, but yeah, it's bullshit. And you guys get excited because you're like, yeah, it's all a bunch of bullshit. Unless, you know, it's killing the old people, and yeah, we should probably do something about that. Other than that, it's nothing. Other than that, take your chances, just like the flu. Don't want that, do you? Don't want that to happen. Oh my. I was at the barber shop yesterday, the day before. They were talking all kind of politics. I can't imagine if they had been allowed to be opened and unmasked during the pandemic, the conversations about COVID that would have gone on in the barber shop. That's why they did that. They also did it to disrupt the supply chain was disrupted. That's probably a genuine thing because nobody was, you know, The world was, everybody's sitting at home. Everybody's locked down. So, things were backed up. And I was going to the store. So the supply chain was disrupted. And you're going to tell me, I didn't hear through any of this, through the entire COVID, year, 2 years of COVID, you never heard one Republican or one Democrat go, these lockdowns could have worldwide consequences to the supply chain. It's not rocket science. There had to be somebody going, well, if nobody's buying shit, A plus B, and then you look over here, this, and then the container ships are going back to China. They're going to close down because nobody's buying the shit. Not one person in the whole country thought of that. Are you fucking shitting me? Not one person in the whole country thought that the lockdowns might have a devastating effect on the supply chain. And then once the supply chain's fucked up, what you want to do is what you got to do is get rid of, fossil fuels, even though you're not ready to, in a time where you've got inflation and things like that. Then you also want to give $50 to $60 billion to the Ukraine and kind of get in the face of a nuclear armed country. And you act like it's this is supposedly the grown-ups in charge. Where's all those people who are like, yeah, the grown-ups are in charge now? Fucking, I think Biden said, if push come to shove, might have to go to war with Iran. They're bad dudes. They're causing problems with Israel and everything. We might have to. Nobody even pays attention. It's like, do you know how easy a false flag would be in this day and age? You got CGI, you got deep fakes. They could probably do a false flag and not even really do it. They could do whatever they want. And it'll be a false flag. I don't know. Who's going to send their kid to war? I imagine there'd be a lot less people willing to go to the next fucking bullshit war. I don't see any Americans signing up to send their kid to Ukraine. They're yellow and blue, blue and yellow, blue and yellow, blue and yellow, blue and yellow all day long in their social media, all day, every day, all day, every day, blue and yellow. Send your kid to Ukraine to fight for freedom? Fuck no. You're shipping to Canada before they do that. As would I. I fucking going to. Oh, look at all these pompous left and right, politicians about we're willing to sacrifice and go as long as we can for the cause of liberty and freedom in Ukraine. Who's fucking believing that? Who the fuck is believing that shit? Liberty and freedom in Ukraine is so important that we will never stop backing the Ukrainian people who were not particularly democratic in the first place. It's not a cradle of democracy in the Ukraine. It's an Eastern European country with a puppet we installed because this is what we had our eyes on. A cash cow in the Ukraine. Federal, can you imagine? They're just sending thousands and thousands of arms to the Ukraine. Nobody even knows where they're going. It's all on the black market. It's all about Ukrainian billionaires probably making money like it is in every country. It's tough. It's a tough time. You've got people that turn on every person they liked or admired. If this person veered away from the government narrative, like Russell Brand. I imagine there was tons of Russell Brand supporters going, oh, love Russell Brand, oh, no, he's so anti-establishment. Oh, he really, really pushes the envelope. And then they were like, Russell Brand is so stupid. Russell Brand doesn't believe in masks or the vaccine. He's so stupid. He says it's a big farm deal. Fuck Russell Brand. I hate Russell Brand. I hate him. Joe Rogan, Fear Factor. Joe Rogan. UFC. Biggest podcast in the country. Joe Rogan, comedian. Seemed like a pretty good guy. He's into martial arts. Eating elk. Stuff like that. Smoking weed. Challenges some of the narrative. He's a fucking asshole. What a moron. Joe Rogan's a moron. He's a caveman, mouth-breathing moron. People who either didn't have an opinion or had a positive opinion of Joe Rogan. If they were COVID-holics, they would immediately, they loathed Joe Rogan. The worst crime about COVID is saying something that's true. Oh, you get banned for that. Every platform has banned people for saying things that later proved to be true. And they still ban people for it. Even now they'll ban you for retweeting or reposting something from the New England Journal of Medicine or something, the New York Times saying something about COVID. You just retweet it, they'll ban you. It's still going on. Well, they're not going to give up that what do you call it? They're not going to give that COVID card. They got the COVID ace up their sleeves at all times. AB62 variant, it's a motherfucker. Nobody can leave their house for a week. Couldn't happen here. No, not with our incredible government. Yeah, everybody's locked up for 2 weeks. Did you see Nancy Pelosi? Yeah, she was flying to a different country when everybody else is supposed to be locked up. Oh my God. Yeah, same shit. Yeah, so you hate Joe Rogan. You didn't have that much of an opinion, but you hate Joe Rogan now. I try not to hate people. But when I look at, like, the government sycophants, those people who believed everything the government said about COVID, they became these lap dogs for Tony Fauci, you know, yard signs. We love Tony Fauci. It's like, what the fuck's wrong? He's a fucking career government bureaucrat. He's a tiny little man. Tiny little elf. You need to wear a mask. Nobody could be mad at me. I'm Anthony Fauci. The little man. I'll smile at you. I'll tell you what to do. Oh, people liked Anthony Fauci. People are stupid. I hate those kind of people. It's not productive to hate them. It's immature. But those are the kind of people that are going to ruin the country. George Carlin famously said, never believe anything your government tells you. These people believe everything your government tells you. They believe everything. That's a lot of people that do that too. There's a lot of people that believe that. Triple mask, triple vax, quadruple vax. Fucking morons. Jab your 6-month-old despite the data not giving any proof that he needs jabbed. The government told me to do it. I'm going to do it. They're the people that are going to ruin this country. I used to do a little more back and forth on Twitter, but it's like I can't argue with people now. There's no reaching people. There's absolutely no reaching people. But I was talking to this one guy, and the simple point I was trying to make was, my mom's almost 90. And she didn't follow any COVID protocols. She's 90 years old. 90. She's probably 88 at the time. She didn't want to follow any of those protocols. She didn't wear a mask. She's like, hey, I didn't wear a mask. She's like, I just want to live her life, you know? And that's how a lot of elderly people. She's from a way stronger generation. She's a way stronger generation. She wouldn't ever let something like that interfere with her life, especially that time. She just wanted to live out her last days as she wants to live them. She want nobody telling her what to do. And the guy said, well, she's a fucking moron. And I was like, so if you're elderly and you have a different philosophy in life, and maybe you're a little fucking braver than the average fucking government sycophant COVID-holic, you're a fucking moron. That's the state of the country right now. How do you come back from that? That old lady's a fucking moron because she wants to live her life how she wants to live her life. Fucking moron. That's where we are. That's where the media's gotten us. These pussies. I think Trace said it. It was I don't know how many. 9 months, a year into the pandemic. And Trace finally goes, he's like, you know what? I hate to say it, but all these people wearing masks and talking about they're a bunch of fucking pussies. And I was like, yeah, I kind of got to agree with you, buddy. It's like, well, you don't say it. Don't want to piss off too many people, but then you're just like, Jesus Christ. You're fucking ruining the country over it. Sometimes you gotta buck up. Gotta pull up your bootstraps and deal with shit. For the good, Let's see, what's better? Oh, the elderly are dying, well, maybe you can mitigate that, or ruin your country, ruin the country. finally send you over the edge. Finally ruin small businesses. Finally cause the inflation with the trillions that you printed. Lockdowns were good for the government. Good for the government. Fucking that I had a hard time with that. I'm not a government guy. And I would see people, like that I liked, who, and they'd be like super into what the government was telling them about COVID, and I'll be like, man, I don't like you anymore. You're too much of a government that believe the science bullshit. Believe the science. Don't debate the science. Believe my science. I can't tell you to fuck off enough. Believe the science. You don't even know the science. So many people saying believe the science that hadn't even looked at the science. I don't know the fucking science. I don't know the science. I tried to find out as much as I could from what I read. I know more about the science probably than the people who say believe the science. You know what that gets me? Gets me nothing. Gets me called an idiot. Don't question the science that has been bought and paid for decades. You want to study? You got the money? You can find out that corn cures cancer. You got the money? You want to study? You can find out that sugar causes cancer. It don't matter. If you got the money, you got to study. Science is there for you to give it what you want. You people think that just because you are a scientist, you have some kind of better moral compass than a teacher or a baker or a plumber. Well, they would never lie about the science. They're a scientist. Scientists would never take a bribe. Fucking scientists. You telling me a scientist is going to tell you what you want for $1 million? Yeah, fucking yeah, he is. I would. Sign me up. Give me $1 million. I'll tell you whatever you fucking want. Believe the science. Another insult. Another fucking insult. Believe the science. Not only if you really did debate the science, you might find out their science was bullshit. Well, that's it. Their science was bullshit. Believe the science. Not only that, they didn't know the science. They couldn't even tell you the science. They just point whatever that guy said. Whatever Fauci said is the science. Even Fauci said it himself. He said, I am science. Because he's probably a megalomaniac.
Probably a fucking crooked government bureaucrat getting paid on the backside in innumerable ways. And you could say that and be, how could you say that about Dr. Fauci? I love Dr. Fauci. I have a Fauci mug. Fuck. Glad those people aren't listening. Because I hate them. It's not productive. It's immature. If you're on the side of the scumbags in Washington and you believe their lies, I mean, I don't like you. You disgust me. You just don't have a developed enough brain to talk to me. People are so self-righteous with their COVID talking points that they got from the mainstream news. Motherfuckers. Got that shit from Don Lemon. Feels good to say, though. Motherfuckers. Those motherfuckers. Their fake talking points from Don Lemon. They did 1 ounce of research. I actually did research like every day. I mean, I don't know. I'm curious. It's kind of a big deal. Kind of a big deal affecting, the world. Well, let me find out everything about it. The legitimacy, the treatments, the opinions of scientists. And yet, not one person who was probably way less informed than me would want to hear anything I said. I could tell from the outset it was a big government lie meant to control the population. And people looked at me like I was fucking a lunatic. I got half a brain, I could see it was a big fucking government boondoggle from the start. From the start. If your bullshit detector didn't go off, you weren't paying attention. Bullshit detector didn't go off, you're one of those rubes. I get it. Yeah, maybe you're someone who can't get the flu or the COVID, or you'll die. Well, yeah, you better stay home. Some people are dicks. Some people, I'm a dick. Maybe I'm a selfish dick. It's like, man, well, you better stay home. Country's fixing to keep on going, and you better stay home. If you're susceptible to that, because it's really, it's like a flu deal, kind of, old people, shit like that. Better stay home. Ain't gonna wreck the economy for that. DeSantis said that, and DeSantis got Florida open, and we're crushing it in Florida. Economically, people moving here by the droves. I mean, eventually that'll be bad for the state. Too many fucking assholes here. But, if you're trying to make a living in Florida, I think you'll be doing better. So I don't know what Ron DeSantis, that could be a purely political move. He's setting himself up to appeal to the people, who feel like that, and he's going to move on to become, what did I call him? Adolf DeSantis. That's a possibility. For sure. Going to be president, and oh wow, he sure changed. Sure trying to control. I like the way he controlled it before, but now it's kind of infringing on my rights. Oh shit, that could definitely happen. Sorry, threw my mouth a little Rick and Morty style. Yeah, I'm not a fan of the lap dogs. It's just not in my nature. It's not it's so frustrating to be lumped in with a bunch of you're lumped in like you're a Yahoo, where you're someone who fucking goes, well, let me research this COVID thing, let's see what's going on in other countries, let's see different scientists' opinion, different epidemiologists, let's find what the most information we can, whether early treatments, blah blah blah. And you were viewed as a Yahoo. It's like, that's what's been done throughout the course of history. Anything that comes up, you have a scientific debate about it. Anything like this comes up, you would, have people from, you'd have the best in the professionals in the country together, and they would discuss and come up with a course of action. And if there was a dissenting group of scientists, a fairly large dissenting group of scientists who actually got together, signed a petition, and was like, "Hey, we got some things to say about this. We don't think you're doing it right," you would go, "Oh, come, tell us everything so we can figure this out." You wouldn't ban them. You wouldn't ban everybody. It's such obvious bullshit. But so there's some people that don't even see that. They were just like, "Well, you got banned for misinformation." Why do you fucking know it's misinformation? Who the fuck? You got fucking these giant tech companies, soulless giant tech companies run by cocksucking billionaires, controlling the free speech. What do you think the free speech is going to be geared to? The powerful. Protecting the powerful. Like Google, Facebook, Instagram. You think Twitter? You think these cocksuckers care about you? They don't give a shit about you. They care about making money for themselves and the cronies above them who make laws that help them make money and keep them shielded from liability. Harg! Arr! Arr! It's all fucking fake. It's all fucking fake. What gets me is like, okay, what do you got? What do you got? You got Liz Cheney. Liz Cheney is a Republican who is really, she's like aligns with the Democrats a lot. She's doing this January 6th deal. She's really, really into the January 6th deal. She's the daughter of Dick Cheney, the guy who was, one of the architects of the Bush presidency and the Iraq War. He's a real lowlife. He's a real lowlife political scumbag, making money on the sly, Halliburton kind of guy. But his daughter, she's the only politician out there who cares. She's so much that she goes against her own party a lot of the time. Yeah, fucking Liz Cheney, fuck that cunt. Fuck all. AOC. Yeah, that young girl, she just happened to, become a congressman, and then all of a sudden get a bunch of influence. It's amazing. It's amazing. AOC, she's leading the squad. Yeah. All of a sudden, these young radical lefties got so much power. I mean, the fucking dog and pony show. Get the fuck out of here. The squad. Imagine you came in five white guys who went, "We're going to change things in Washington and make they would squash you immediately." Nobody says anything that they don't want said. We're gonna disrupt the status quo. They quit stealing money. Squash. Yet the AOC could say whatever she wants. The squad. The new Green Deal. Oh my God! You gotta please the progressives. No, it's all fake. If they wanted AOC to win the election, then they gave her a bunch of money and they probably slandered her opponent because they wanted a young Latin girl to make people mad. Yeah, let's make people mad. Let's make people mad with AOC. So you talk about Dick Cheney. They talked about Pat Tillman. Yeah, they talked about the big lie. Talk about the big lie. I think I did. I think I talked about. Let's see. Hang on a second. All right, I wrote this one down. Oh, I got that one too. I think I'm about to wrap it up. I think I'm about to wrap it up. I think the big. I don't know if I talked. I said I did talk about the big lie, where every mainstream media outlet, was purporting it as the big lie. And let's break it down kindergarten style. Not for you people. The people, out there who believe politicians. Those people can all fuck off. And this is the message to them. Anytime a bunch of mainstream media outlets are saying something is the same thing with a catchphrase like the big lie. And the big lie is that the election wasn't safe and secure. And if you've been listening to this show, I'm right, you're wrong, for the last how many years? I've been doing it forever. You know that I believe elections are fake. They've always been fake. I remember
JFK's dad, I think he stole the election for him by manipulating votes in Illinois. I think. Paying for shit. Yeah, that happens. So all of a sudden it's the big lie. And it's the safest and most secure election. I mean, how can you say that was a straight face? Well, how come there wasn't one person that went, yeah, it was definitely the safest and most secure election? It's the government. It's the government. It's the government. I'm going to have a loop. Safe and secure election. It was run by the U.S. government. Safe and secure, competently held. Safe and secure. It's the U.S. government. It was the U.S. government. The fuck. We've got a man Ned's ass whipping booth up there today. If you fucking believe your government is capable of running a safe and secure election. You look at, we look at people like Putin, Putin, he got 90% of the vote. And we're like, yeah, right. Like he got 90% of the vote. This fucking election's rigged. Every election throughout the world, you hear the results and you're like, yeah, whatever. This fucking crooked election. And here it's like, oh, this sacred election because of American exceptionalism. What a bunch of fucking yahoos. We're a nation of yahoos. Believe in this shit the government tells us. Man, we are exceptional. We're exceptional. And our elections could never be compromised because the founding fathers were cool and we got democracy. What the fuck are you talking about? What the fuck are you talking about? Fuck you. That so stupid. People are so stupid. I think that's why I'm saying go take that vacation. Charge up that card. Maybe declare bankruptcy. Might be a good time. Declare bankruptcy. Maybe, live some life. Enjoy. They're trying to take all the fun from you. They're with inflation. It was getting bad. You can't go to concerts. You can't go to ball games. It jacked up the prices way up. Now you're lucky to get a steak. Can't go out to eat. A fucking crab cake's $24. So they're taking away all the fun. But still got a little more time. It's we can swing it. You can swing that $24 crab cake this weekend. Some $15 drinks, some $15 Mai Tais and pina coladas. Some $9 beers. Yeah, come on. It's worth it. Enjoy it. And then savor sit back and savor the freedom. Look around at the free people walking around. You can say pretty much what you want. You can do what you want. It's still, it's still there. You got it. We still got it. It's like the drain, though. The drain. Once you get to the bottom, whoa. Where are we? Whoa. Where are we there? I don't know. We might be there. All right, man. I'm going to wrap it up. Oh, I didn't get the fuck you up last night. I need a line from Trace. I just need a random line, but there's not a lot of random dudes out here to give me lines. So next time Trace comes over, it's not even that an important line, but I need a line where I can finish the fuck you to put it on the VIP section. And then I'm very proud that the CholesterFShow.com VIP section has the new Ned call, the new black man, and we'll have the new fuck you hopefully today if I can get Trace over here. That's some good old school shit. CholesterFShow.com. Damn bar show tonight, 8:30. 8:30, third anniversary bar show of my freedom, of my sacred freedom. Free at last, free at last, free at last. Good God Almighty, free at last. The bar show, 8:30 tonight. Let's have some drinks. Let's celebrate USA, USA, USA. Let's celebrate the fact it's still the best country. I wish I knew what to tell you to stop them from fucking it up, but I can't. Yeah, go vote Republican, and they'll take charge and fix it all. I'm not going to say it anymore. We're done. We're done. Republicans are just as big a crooks as the Democrats. It's all a fucking game. They work together. If you're a Republican, the best thing you could say about your party would be that they didn't cheat good enough to win the election, and now the Democrats are really shoving it up their ass. That's the best thing you could say about your party, is that they were bad cheaters. I mean, people like you think that the Democrats got together. You know what we're gonna do? We're going to steal this election. What? And they're going to tell me the plan. You mean rig an election? Oh, the Republicans will never suspect. Yeah. I've seen rigged elections in schools. I've seen rigged shit in Little League. I've seen rigged shit my whole career. And anyone on this party note, bar show tonight, 8:30. Bar show tonight, 8:30. Bar show tonight, 8:30. Thanks for tuning in to I'm Right, You're Wrong. Phew, 2 hours. That went pretty fast. I vented a lot. I got a headache right now. I vented so much. It's so frustrating. That's why I do the show, because I think many of you people are frustrated as well. Once you look at people as they're just mouth open, agape, drool as they look at political people and believe certain people and don't believe others. Yeah, on that note. Bar show tonight, 8:30, and we will see you. Thank you for tuning in to I'm Right, You're Wrong. I had a good time. Hope you did as well. And we'll see you later. Take care.